mute this one too, I think. Okay. First things first, get this thermal paste off of here. I might be getting low on shop wipes. Oh, I should probably pop out my chat too so I can read it. Ooh, alcohol smells something. Smells like something. Good old alcohol fumes to start your day. There we go. Picture on live on both channels. Good, good. Corn Dog, what's up? How's it going? Waiting for my chat to kick in. I don't know, dude. I don't know why this chat is so weird. It's like it doesn't work for the first like 2 minutes, and then it just decides to start working. So I always have to look at like YouTube directly to see what people say for like the first minute. Open this. Okay, good. That's muted. That's muted. We're good. All right. All right, we're gonna equip our gloves. Give +1 to protection against thermal paste and flux. If I can get this one on. Fixing day. It's always fixing day. So yeah, we're gonna mod this OLED. I was gonna wait and put that other switch back together first. However, this has taken priority. So depending on how long it takes me, we might get to putting that other one back together still. But I mean, you know, it's already fixed. Alright, gotta pop the shield off. Let's get this in focus. Okay. So I got a USB expansion card for my PCIe slot in my computer, and hopefully I don't have any weird USB issues anymore from taking up all the bandwidth on my onboard USB ports. I need to get a few longer USB cables though, because I actually still have the vast majority of things plugged into my USB hub, and a lot of them don't need to be there. They just don't have long enough cables to go anywhere else. Go on, get off of there. There we go. I'm gonna try. It might go a little slow too, because I wanna kind of refine my process. You know what I mean? Why does my camera seem crooked? It's so weird that like, okay, it's so weird that when I turn this, it's because it's mirrored, I think, or something. I don't I have difficulty getting this straight. Hang on, I'm gonna pop this off real quick. But I want to leave it plugged in though, but I can't because then I'm turning the cable. Oh, well, I guess I'm unplugging it, whatever. Yeah, I know it's frozen. Intentionally. I think I have to like unscrew this and rotate this maybe? I don't know. I know you guys can't see what the heck I'm doing, but alright, let me plug this back in and see what happens. I probably gotta fix the source. Microscope, deactivate. There we go. It looks the exact same. If I turn this, no. Hmm. I don't know, man. Got to figure this out off stream. It's just like it's not perfectly square to my microscope. Like, okay, for example, if I look through my microscope right now, this APU is not at that angle. It's perfectly like straight. You know what I mean? So for example, it looks like that's what I see right there. But then my camera is like slightly it's not on straight now. I had to turn it to an angle. It's just weird. But I'll just leave it like that for now. It's good enough. Let's get as much of this paste off of here as we can with the cotton swab. Oh geez, I don't want to get it all down there. Yeah, already attracting the thermal paste to my hands. See if I can get that out of there. Oh well, that's just where it lives now. That's pretty good. I can get it with a foam sponge now. Here's my good tweezers. What are you up to today, people? What you got going on? I have a little surprise for the stream today. Okay. That's pretty clean. Yeah. Now we start modding. So, we have to kamikaze this. Just leave that fan in. I haven't done it in a minute, so let me bring up the good old ForderFix website so I can view my layers in real time. I have bookmarked here somewhere. Uh, uh, where is it? I know it's here. Is this it? That's not it. Eh? No, no. Oh, here it is. Found it. You're doing a clear shell swap. Is that on yours? Right? Wait, this isn't what I wanted either. Although this is a layer view. Oh wait, yeah, this is water fix. Switch layers. Wait, why does it look like this? Did he? Wait, did he change it? Maybe it just looks weird on this 4x3 monitor. Ah, yeah, that's what it is. It just looks weird on on the 4x3 monitor. Nice, dude. Okay. Can I rotate this? Yes, I can. Sorry, I am just looking at the board view real quick. Or the layer viewer. Okay. Let's see. I pop this out. Here we go. Ah, okay, yeah, so red is dead zero. Okay, looking good. And we have to go through one green layer, then two copper layers. Alright. I don't know what this is here. Can I clean this off? Oh boy, everything's getting purple now. Is that fan just sitting there? Oh, it is. Might as well just pop that out. Alright, let's get started. Let me get my grinding pin. Where is this thing? Here it is. I've done two. This is my third. I still haven't gotten used to the ball tip, but I think I might just like try to use it to burrow through like random PCBs just to kind of get used to it. Like this one right here. If I can get it. Eh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get it. Ah, I give up. I'll get it with tweezers. Okay, where'd it go now? Now it disappeared. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this one. I want to get used to using this one. As you can see, it's got the little ball on the end, but it digs quite fast. Um, so I usually end up using the smaller one of these right here, which is probably this one, or maybe they're all the same. I don't know. This one's pretty small. Until I get used to the ball ones. No, I've had these sets um, for a while now, I guess. I was trying to put them in. Okay, so like, watch, like this grinding pin. Okay, if you just put the tips in like just a little, I'll see if I can show you on camera. And we'll turn it on. You see that wobble? See how bad that wobbles? It's on speed 1. See how bad that wobbles? So I usually try, if I just push them in deeper, it usually helps eliminate a lot of that wobble. And it's still pretty bad. It's a little better. Not as bad. But yeah, this one's definitely wobbly. Yeah, push it in a little more. See, that's significantly better there. You have to kind of push them in a lot to get it to not wobble. All right, where are we at? Right here. Get this in focus. Okay. Clear flux. A little bit of clear flux. Don't want a lot. That was probably too much. And I usually use this on low speed. I try to do it with both hands. Try and kind of spread this flux out a little if I can. That's a little better. Alright, let's clean it up. Doesn't that look pretty? Uh-oh. I've been distracted by reading this comment. I like to use alcohol afterwards because it's a little easier to see through than the flux. So we are on the level 2 of the copper. Just gonna go this way a little. And over this way a little. And need more alcohol. Oops, not where I want it. Okay. Getting through this layer. So we should just have one more substrate layer to go. And then we're there. I need to make it a little wider. Don't want to get that trace there. Now we're going to take some alcohol and see if we can, I think I can already see it, but we're going to take the UV light. So, as you can see, we have revealed the point. Now, I do think that's the point. I think there's another one right above it. I think this is the straight one, right here. So now we just got to expose that. Let me double check on my layer thing. Yes, that's definitely the straight one. And I'm gonna dig a little this way just want to make sure I'm absolutely positive that this isn't the other one. Because there is two here. Usually I open it up a little wider, but I'm trying to get used to going a little tighter. That definitely looks to me like the straight one. I think I did hit the bullseye. Because there's one above it, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I hit the bullseye. Okay, well, nice. I'm getting better. Let me dry this up. And hey Sloth, how's it going? Hi Creased. Now we're going to put some solder mask. Where is my typical solder mask? Here it is. Or is this the clear one? I wanted to use the other one. Where's my other one? This one. Yeah, let me switch. Thanks, sir. I had to double check for a second there to make sure I wasn't hitting the top one. But yeah, I think that's a direct hit. Get my little watch oiler. That's probably a bit too much. We'll just we'll put that dab on there and then we'll just spread it around. It doesn't really matter if we flood the via because we can just scratch it back up. See if I can dab a little bit of this off. Just like that. Yeah, we flooded it. That's okay. There. A little too much. Honestly, sometimes I feel like this is just easier anyway. To just flood the cavity and then drill back out only that via. That 0 point. Oh, I dropped my solder mask on the ground. Oops. Put the cap back on this so it doesn't spill anywhere. Alright, we're gonna cure it like this, and then I'll scratch up that in the middle that's covering the dat 0 point. I think Nanofix has a YouTube guide for it. And then there's also Fortifix has the switch layers, which is really helpful just to make sure you're in the right area and everything. How we looking? I think it's just about cured because it is a very thin layer, and it's the fast curing. What do you call it? Solder mask, the one that claims 3 seconds, but it's actually like 30. But it's still better than regular solder masks, so you know. Let's see how cured we are. Still seems a little gooey to me. I mean, yeah, I'm just kind of scraping that away. It didn't cure for crap. Let me put a little more. Maybe it's too thin. Just had to be very gentle and not grab out a ton of it. How much do I got on here? A ton of it. Can I just get a little bit off? Mr. Watch Oiler. There we go, that's perfect. That's all I need. And I'll just spread that around. Get away from that resistor. Perfect. Alright, we'll just let that sit. Yeah. Let it cure. Dude, I kind of think I do need to get those little watch oiler pan things, because, dude, this solder mask, like, you can give it the tiniest little push, and this thing will just keep flowing for like 5 minutes. Just dripping out of the tube. You guys like the purple screen? I wonder if I need to charge my UV light. I've only charged it when I first got it, and I haven't charged it since then. I wonder if it's struggling. Well, I guess let's see, how's it doing? Oh god, my UV light's definitely like dead. Can I use this while it's plugged in? That's definitely the problem. Let's see. Is that charging it? Yeah. Oh good. Oh yes, that's much better. Holy. Okay, there. Now it's working, guys. It was definitely dying, and that's why nothing was curing. Anyway, let me go here. So I do have like a little surprise for stream today. Yep. Can anyone guess what it is? Except for Corn Dog, because he already knows. He already knows. Surprises indeed. Alright, I'm gonna spoil it. What's that? That's a black screen. But why is it a black screen? Why is it a black screen? Is that a new scene? Is that a new scene that I added? Oh geez, I wonder what that is. I wonder what that is. I don't know. Guys, is something happening? Face reveal. Is it synced with my voice? Because I really haven't had any time to test this or anything. Um, I really just threw it together. So, yeah, it's not synced. That's awful. Let me like deactivate it and reactivate it. Okay. Is it better? Wait, I think it's better now, right? It's hard to tell. It's something I'm gonna have to work on. Oh, okay. Good, good. I'm just using a phone with Droid Cam, and it is running USB to my computer. It's not like Wi-Fi or anything, but I did notice that it's been delayed before. But yeah, so now you got me in the corner and stuff when I'm fixing things. All right, this should definitely be cured now. Oh yeah, that's definitely cured now. I just needed to charge it. I'm just gonna leave that plugged in. All right, let's scrape up a little so we can. Yeah, I know I can't pick my nose anymore, dude. Sucks. It's awful. Can we? Yeah, dude. Can we go back to no face cam now? It was overhyped. There were. All right. Let's see what do we got going on here. Let's clean this. Should scratch up just a little more there. Just around the edges. I think that's good. Green screen next. I don't know about that one, man. Where the hell am I gonna put a green screen? It's pretty tight in this office area. All right, let's stick a wire onto this. Let me see, where's my wires? Now you guys, when I'm like not okay, like because I know I would sit at this screen like a lot, right? And I'd be doing things behind me, and I realized that like for you guys, it's like nothing's happening, and I'm just mumbling about shit. Now you can see me go through my drawers and not be able to find anything that I'm looking for. Oh, oh, wire keeps running away from me. All right, cut a little piece of this. It's plenty long. Want to burn the enamel off of this real quick. Is that in frame? No. Where the heck is my frame? There we go. If I could zoom out some. Let's see. Um, wait, that's weird. Wait, what? Oh, it's because I don't have a bit. That's weird. So if you don't have a bit, like a soldering tip, if you're using the switch with the G-boon and you don't have any soldering tip in the C210, the C115 will not work either, as I just found out. Because then I put that back, and now I take this one off, and now it works. That's weird. Good to know, I guess. So we want to go to like 420 so I can burn this off. That should be fine. Now we'll go to 380. This might be a chance for me to use my thinner solder wire. I want to try, because I kind of like just doing this with, can I get this focused right? Right there. I kind of like doing this with, just touching my iron to there. Let me see. See how this will work. Which one's my thinner wire? I don't know. I'll use this one. I think it's probably the thicker of the two, but still thinner than the one that I had before this. Hang on. Let me get this in the right spot. There we go. Nothing. Look at that. That's weird. This is the mechanic soldering wire. First time using it. I think what I need to do, well, first I need to get this ball off of here. So let's cut that off. And now it looks like I need to just kind of clean this a bit because whatever the hell that is, like flux or something, kind of came out. I'm gonna add some flux to this because it didn't seem like that was great. There's another little ball on it now. Eh, there we go. Now can I add a little? Yeah, you guys can sub to my Twitch. I'm getting close to affiliate. I think I need like 3 well, there's 4 of you on Twitch right now, which is great because I think I need like one more stream of like consistent like 3 unique viewers or something like that. Let me try. I want to, because I don't want to give up on this method yet. I want to see if I can kind of perfect this at all, or if I should just be using solder paste. We'll find out. So far, I feel like, oh wait, hang on, that was kind of doing something. Nah, I think solder paste is the way to go. But I wanted to try that. So let's get some solder paste. And I'm just going to use the watch oiler again. And we're just going to grab a little bit of this. Try and get that down in there. That should be plenty. Oh yeah, that was plenty. All right. There we go. There's a nice little point. And let's get the excess. Nice. All right. Now we'll take this wire. Which side did I burn the enamel off of? I don't think it was that side. I think it was this side. Okay, never mind. I actually don't know. It might have been this side. This side looks a little. Yeah, it was definitely this side. Alright. This part is a little tricky. Let me put more flux. I don't know why I keep forgetting that. Let's try some of the good stuff. More than enough. So I'm definitely not like speeding along to do this. I'm just trying different things to see which methods I can make work for me. I wonder if I should go at this angle to try and kind of press it down into it. I might also need to scratch up a little more of it. That could also be helpful so that I have a larger dot here to connect to. You can see I've gotten some solder on the wire, but it's not a good connection. Although I think we just got it. I still want to add some solder. I still want a little more than that. Let's try the little solder again. Maybe I can cut this ball off, hopefully. I kind of ended up with another weird drip here, but so can I get this? Oh, see, that broke off easily. That's a dirty looking connection there, but it's better. Now we'll just put a little more flux on it and reflow it. At least it has more solder on it now. Ah, I hate soldering wires. You have to get them so that they don't move once you take the iron off. I'm happier with the amount of solder on that point though. Okay, let's try, see if I can hold this wire in a position where it doesn't jump. I want it right above there. Nope, still jumped. There we go. That joint's a little dirty for me still though. My flux has flowed away from the pit there. I want it to look perfect, you know? Even if it pops off again right here. Because this is a demonstration of how good I can get this to look. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's pretty decent. It's a little blurry for you guys. Hang on. I think I probably end up turning this on accident. Let me refocus. Oh, how's that? Is that better? A little bit. Nope, that makes it blurrier for you guys. That's just a hard one to get in focus. All right, let's clean it. Get all this flux off of here. I'm actually intentionally going over it a little rough just to see if it disconnects, and it is not, so that's a good connection. So now we're going to put some mask over it. And I'm going to use the transparent, and no, we'll just use the green, it doesn't matter. I don't feel like putting the, whatchamacallit, the plunger in the other one, because it's already in the green one. That's enough, that's plenty. Just gonna kind of spread it a little thinner. That's good. All right, let's blast it with some UV light. Now you guys have something to kind of stare at in the corner instead of just looking at purple. You get to watch me drink a Dr. Pepper. I mean, it ain't no Red Bull, but, you know. Just trying to clean everything up a little bit. We will need this solder mask again, so actually I'll just keep it up here. And we will need the jumper wire. I'm using a 0.1 millimeter. Oh, Creased, I didn't even notice you subbed. I heard you talking, like I read you talking about the sub, but I didn't realize you actually subbed. Did I get a notification? I don't know that did I miss the notification or did it never happen? I swear. Oh, really? Yeah, Steins Gate was awesome. That's a really good anime. You did? Dang, okay, I missed it. Was there a noise? It's supposed to play a noise, and so that's why I don't miss it. Maybe I need to change the noise to something more like attention grabbing. But yeah, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. I actually haven't configured it at all. It's just like the most default Streamlabs sub message you had like can use. This should be good. Still a little wet right there. So let me just kind of move the light around it. And let me zoom that out a little. Got to take a picture of some of this stuff because I need to have some pictures to put on a listing I'm going to be making. I'll save that as kamikaze. Good. Alright. Now, what makes the most logical sense to do next? Would that be just getting all of my points done? Like the B point, which is right here, I think. And gonna double check that. Let's see. Yep, that's it. That one's easy. You don't really have to dig anything out. You just kind of scratch up that via. So yeah, I don't know. Let's start with all our wiring first this time. And then we'll probably move on to the APU flex cable next. There we go. This one's a little tough to get, I guess, because it is kind of small. These tweezers aren't the best because they're not too sharp. These are kind of just a throwaway pair of tweezers. Trimming the metal shell. You also cut the trace when you first tried to do one and it was a nightmare to repair. That sucks. Yeah, you gotta be super careful when you're cutting that. I might just use sharper tweezers. Actually, we're doing pretty good. Just want to get up a little bit more here. That's good. Now I can see little sparkles of copper coming off, so that means we're definitely through the layer. Alright. Now I'm going to, what I need to do is I need to cut another piece of wire. I always just cut these long because, you know, rather have it long and not need it than too short and have to redo it. And let me burn the enamel off of this. I set my soldering iron to 420 and then I just kind of push it against. I know it's like super blurry. There. And then I just run my iron over it. That's definitely melted it off. And then I go back to 380. Now, I'm going to put some solder on this point. Where are we? I'm lost. where, where are we? Oh, right there. Okay. There we go. let's see if we can use the solder for this. I'm curious, or if it's easier to just go with the soldering paste. Give it a shot. Could also be better with the knife tip instead of the conical. We'll see. Right here. That worked. That's a little high for my liking. Let me clean it, see what that looks like. So, okay, so solder's fine for here. Don't need to use paste. That looks pretty good, actually. Whatever is exposed height-wise, we can just cover. Alright, let's attach our wire. And I want it to run this way. I'm going to flip this over so I can hold the wire with my left and solder with my right. And more flux. Just a little bit. Okay. Grabbing my wire. That's not good. Want it better than that. I think I need to put a little more solder on my tip. Yep, let's do that. Clean the tip. Going to add a little bit of solder. Yeah, that's oxidized quickly. That was perfect, and then I moved it. Ah, there we go. I want it there, but I just want this. Ah, there we go. That's what I want. So it doesn't have that little pointy bit on the top. You want it nice and round. And you don't want to put too much pressure on this because you could break the wire. The wires are very delicate. I want to get a picture of this. How does that look on camera? That's not bad. We'll go with that. Minus the wobbling. Apologize. Save this. E point. Alright. Now, what we can do is we can cover this up. It looks like it's still drying a bit. Still got a little flux on there. Let me just try to get it a little cleaner. Alright, that's better. And a little solder mask. Want just a little more than that. Just to go down a little bit of the length of the wire. And make sure we're fully covering that. I think that's good. Alright, let's blast it. UV blaster. None of my USB devices have crashed yet. You know, knock on wood and stuff, but I guess the extension card's working. So that's good. See, look, every time I leave this thing open, it's like, oh, you guys can't, because my camera's so small. There, now you can see it just like starts oozing. It's awful. That's why I was thinking, you know, maybe I should get those little watch oiler things that you can just kind of put this in and then you don't have to mess with it for a while. I haven't even pushed the pump since like the very first time I pushed it because since then I've just been sticking the watch oiler inside here to get the actual solder mask out. Hello, Clorse Slug. Welcome. How you doing? This is the purple screen. Uh, I don't know. I was gonna try to make something funny out of it, but it was lost on me. It's the purple screen hour, maybe, you know? We just sit here for an hour and we stare at a purple screen. Even though this is a blue UV light, comes in purple on my camera. That looks good. Looking good. Why did I unplug that? This needs to keep charging. You keep charging. Yep, yep. I do have calipers, yes. Why do you ask? Okay, I think they're in the other room. Let me go and get them. I mean, they're just like normal size calipers, I think. Normal size digital ones. Is this like a my calipers are bigger than your calipers kind of thing? So average. Yes. Yes, I think it's like 6 inch. 6 inch calipers. Eh, see? They're just Pittsburgh ones. I got them from actually got these from Harbor Freight. Cause I don't know, I didn't even need them at the time, but I was like, oh dude, I want some calipers. Those are cool. I can get precise measurements. And then I use them all the damn time now for like 3D printing and stuff. I did use solder paste on Dat Zero. I actually just a bit ago we were trying not to use solder paste on Dat Zero to see if I could actually get solder to work, and it was much easier with the solder paste. So we are going to be using solder paste from now on. Oh, there we go. Uh, am I on Andy's Discord? I'm not. I don't think. No. I actually still haven't even checked him out. I think I was supposed to do that like a while ago. Let me grab my flush cutters from over here. Yeah, congrats on your first kamikaze, dude. This is my third, so I'm still pretty noob at it as well. This is the tricky one right here. Gotta get it without getting the APU. See, we bumped into the corner just a little. And we're good. Let me go this way so I can see a little better. Yeah, it just came off the anchor point, I think. Alright. Let's see if I can give it a little push. Oh, that one came off easy. Yay, nothing broke. And then this, I will just... Do I need to resolder that? Let's see, is it loose? No, that's still on there. Perfect. Flat side away. So what? You meant like this essentially? Fair. That probably could have worked better. I'm using 0.1 wire. There's a calipers section on Andy's Discord. Oh, okay. Alright, let's scrape this away. I'm gonna use some slightly sharper tweezers for this. Even though these are kind of like my good ones, they're way sharper. I know that it does pull the clippers towards it. You're right. I like using the flat side on this side though. Flat side towards APU on this side because it just gives me a better view of what I'm doing. But yeah, I think next time I do this, I will try how you said. Sorry for the wobbles. Gotta get a little more off there. This is my OLED that I am going to attempt to sell to a customer. I'm also just kind of doing this because I have a listing for service um, on Facebook, and I want to be able to upload pictures of my work doing kamikaze, so I'm just kind of taking pictures along the way of doing this. That way I can show my work, you know? I think there's just a little bit more I can get right here. Perfect. Now we're looking good. Oh, wrong side. That's the side with alcohol. Okay. So I'm thinking next in the process to make this, efficient is going to be probably the APU flex cable, and then this flex cable, and then connecting everything like the wires and whatnot. I'm trying to get a method. Oh, dude, you can do a top. Today is literally my first face cam day. All right. Every other stream before this, all I had was top down and microscope, and I have this I have this one camera here for my freaking power supply because I don't have one that connects to my computer. Yeah, JFix. We have a face cam. I still need to figure out some of the details with it because I think it has a little bit of latency, so it's not syncing perfectly with my voice. I can see a bit of delay on OBS even. Like it's not perfect. I'm not sure if it's the phone I'm using or the connection or what. It is running through a USB hub. I'm wondering if that USB hub is causing latency. Uh, but I don't know. I'll figure it out. That's a problem for another day. 600 ms delay on mic. That's not a bad idea because it's not like, you see my lips move anywhere but the face cam. I also noticed like if I deactivate the face cam and then restart it, it like syncs back up. But then I think over time it introduces latency. So it kind of changes. Clap test. Oh, here. Okay, you want to see me clap? How was that? How bad was that? Hi Luna, how's it going? Board Rev, what's up? Did I miss anyone else? Oscar, hey, I didn't say hi to you. Um, I think that's everyone. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. Thank you all for being here for my first face cam, the face reveal, and the slouch reveal. Cause, cause I slouch pretty bad. All right. So yeah, well, I'm yapping. Let's get a mod chip out. I don't know if the OLED ones are in the green bag or the red bag. I guess we'll find out. Yeah. Well, what's like my so I use all my cameras are phones, and my microscope and my overhead camera are like perfectly synced, perfectly synced. It's just the face cam that is like not synced. It's struggling. Oh, have you been, Oscar? All right, let's see which mod chip this is. This is OLED. Okay, cool. I'm gonna hope that this already has firmware. I actually haven't messed with it. Maybe we should update the firmware just to be safe. Oh, thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Being on Twitch. I either need one more stream or this is the last stream where I can become a affiliate, I think. Okay, can I get this? I'm struggling. Best bet to preload firmware. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes like they have it, sometimes they don't. Yeah, this board has been really mean to me and I've had enough. And we're just going kamikaze mode on it now. As you can see, where the hell which side is this? There. Ah, yeah, see? That's what it gets. That's what it gets for talking smack. Just a quick little drill through the board layers. No problem. Okay, let's see. I need USB-C. I'm gonna have to unplug my UV light that's charging. I'll plug this in. Let's see if it opens right up. It did not, so I've got to hold boot. Like button needed some attention. Appreciate it. Trying to read the. Okay, yeah, that's the boot button. It's this one is like it's so hard to hold the boot button while you plug it in. There we go. Yeah, this one did not have firmware, so good call. Do I still have the firmware? Maybe I should check. Yeah, I should still have the firmware somewhere on this. Nice. Nice, Oscar. Where would I have saved it? Downloads? Eh? Picofly main? Is this it? Open this PDF, please. Okay, let me go to the GitHub real quick. Firmwares. Do. Okay. Yeah, I have this one downloaded. Which file is it again? It's the UF2, right? I believe. Let's see. I need another folder open. Oh, that's why I couldn't find the Picofly thing, because it was opening on my bottom monitor. There. Okay. And then this should just close once it's done. Yep, there it goes. And we're good. Now it should have firmware. Okay, let's do the flex cable. Let's do the let's do the APU one last. First, let's deal with the second flex cable. And this one is gonna go just like this. I'll get a screw in there to kind of help hold it a little bit. I have OLED screws up here, don't I? Yes, and that's one of these. You fixed a modded GoPro with a custom PDB on top of the mainboard to accept 25 volt from a battery. It's for your drone. The tiny wire broke flush from the male GH on the PDB. Oh, geez. You had enough and soldered the wire directly to the male connector. It works like a charm until the wire catches the tree. You know, that seems like a fixed to me, right? Alright, so everything lined up here. The most important part is to get this lined up. The rest of it is not a big deal. A little closer. Right there. That's where I want it. Right there. Oh, I moved it again. Just a little down. It's bumping into that point there. And that's not crooked, is it? It is a little crooked. Okay, we're gonna go with that. Alright, let's put some flux on here. And I'm gonna solder it to this one and here to kind of anchor it where I want it. Ouch. Need to line up again. Right there. Get some solder on my tip. I said get some. Okay, that's a little oxidized. Let's clean that. I'm totally okay with leaving that like that for the moment until I get the other one on. Oh man, tip's oxidized again. I gotta re-tin it. How's it looking now? Better. Still not great. That's good. You just sent your Switch out to get modded? Nice. I think we're a little crooked. Let me correct. How's that? How are we lining up here? That's fine. Oh, where am I? I'm lost. There we are. Okay, let's clean these up. 380. First, let me get off a little bit of this flux because I'm going to use a different flux. There we go. I want to get a little off of there. Doesn't want to go though. Ah, there we go. Got it. Okay. Now let's get the rest of these. We'll do that, what is it, the D point, I think that's right by the APU. I get this one to move over just a little. It's hitting that. That's okay then, that's fine. Hey, I'm pretty shaky myself. I never would have thought that this was something I would be capable of. Turns out you can still do a decent job if you're shaky as hell. Might take you a little longer. I know I'm not the fastest solderer out there. Oh my god, this tip. I need to use my tip cleaner on it after this. How's it looking now? There we go. I'm gonna put a little more flux on that after I get this on initially. Oh, this tip oxidizes so fast. Good thing I have some tip cleaner. Okay, let me put a little more flux on there. I want to reflow that point. Make it look pretty. Nice and shiny. That's good. And can I get this in a little better focus for you guys? I need to take a picture. That's good. We'll go with that. Actually, maybe I should clean it first and then take a picture. Let's do that. Kamikaze is not as scary as it seems. It's not bad, trust me. I was pretty intimidated at first too, but you know, once you try it, you're like, oh, that wasn't too bad. Oh wait, I only copied that. I didn't save it. Whoops. I'm trying to save pictures here, not copy them. Save. All right. Now let's get this D point done actually. Go ahead and get in here. Clean this up a bit. All right. Add some flux here. Is that alcohol dry? Let's see. Let me blow some air on it. Okay, what's left over is this flux. This point can be a little tricky. Especially now that when I'm using this conical tip that isn't the greatest. That might be it. Let's see. That might be it. Let's do a quick test. We'll just test for continuity. And we want to go from the point. That's continuity. It's a little hard to actually exactly touch that point. There's a little bit of exposed right there. Yeah, okay, I think that's good. Yeah, Luna, I I have terrible anxiety too, actually. So it took me so long to even get this face cam going. Yeah, I'll check the diode readings in a sec after I clean it. Actually, I think I'll solder this one on first, and then I'll just check everything at once. Alright, let's get this on here. Getting old sucks. You're not wrong. See if this is, make sure this is pushed down all the way. Might have to make a little indent right there. There we go. Perfect. Alright, everything is looking pretty good to me. Let's connect our .0 point. Right over here to C. I don't want to bend that too much. Kind of want to go like that. Let's put a little flux. Well, you can test diodes. Like you can, listen, okay, I'm just going to start with saying I'm not a professional. But from what I understand, right, it's diode mode because for testing a diode specifically, you can see the voltage drop flowing through the diode, but only like it'll only happen if you have the positive and the negative on the right ones. For diode mode, like on boards, you can just see the voltage drop between the positive on ground and wherever you're testing. That was beautiful. I'm gonna turn up to 420. Let me hold this in place with some tweezers. Let's see. Do that. Okay, let me see if I can kind of just. Now these tweezers suck. Let me get some better ones. Use these ones. Can I get a hold of this? There we go. See, I'm shaky too. It's hard work stabilizing my hand. There we go. Now, I don't like to pull on these ones because these points are kind of sensitive and can be ripped off easily, so I just usually wiggle it back and forth like this. And it'll just break off. Alright, let's do a quick diode rating. So we have positive is on ground. I just put it on the USB-C shield. And that's good. That's expected. That's what we want to see. And down here, that is also good and what we'd expect to see. And I just want to zoom out a little so I can take a picture of this. Save. Okay. I think we're all good with that flex cable because the B point is going to go directly to the board. We're not running that to the flex cable. So let's clean this up as best we can. Try and get off as much flux as possible. Then we'll use some alcohol. Trying to be gentle around this wire. Don't want to put too much stress on it. Now we're going to come in with a foam cube and we're going to saturate this with alcohol. Where's my tweezers I use for this? That's always the issue is the tweezers, they're simultaneously right in front of me and also in the void at the same time. Alright, we're just going to use these ones. Alright, I think that's good enough. I did miss a little on the APU there. I'll just get that with cotton swab. Alright, now we're going to attach this flex cable, which this one's much easier. I usually tuck that right under there. There we go. And that's where we want it. I usually do my ground points first to anchor it to where I want it to be. And make sure both of those are under there. Here, just like that. You gorked the SD card connector on my OLED? Oh, jeez. How'd you do that? What do you mean, like the mechanism when you plug it in? Like when you plug in the SD card, or you mean the socket that you connect it to on the board? Let's go like right there. Get a little black horse repair flux. This is Omega 559, the RA version. Failed to load payload.bin error. Interesting. Software side, I am not too sure. But I would say, I suppose, look in the connectors with your microscope for one. Okay, these got out from under there. There we go. And then put this right where I want it because I'm about to solder it. That looks good right there. It's an Amscope. I've had it for a long time. I know this is a very little amount and it's not going to do anything, but I'm just trying to get this to stay still for me first. I want to make sure you heat up the shield as well as the pad so you get a good connection. And let's give it a little wiggle. Okay, that's in place. Now we're going to add some more to here. All right. It doesn't look great, but should be working. Well, it's just, you know, you got an extra one hanging around? You could just plug in and rule that out real quick. Let's see, make sure that these are good here. Sometimes you got to press one side down a little, like this side. And we're just going to give that a little press on either side. Okay. What about this side? This side I think is fine. Don't think I'll need to press that down. I probably want a little more flux on these, which I will add once I get all these in place. Oop. Oop. Oh, there we go. My little solder ball doesn't want to stick to the iron. What's this mod about? Custom firmware. Lets you run custom firmwares on your Switch and unlock a whole. Oh yeah, let me add some more flux. And you know, it kind of just unlocks. It's like jailbreaking, you know, like jailbreaking a phone. Let me plug my UV light back in because I didn't realize I left it unplugged. I want that to charge all the way. All right, a little more flux here so we can get some cleaner solder joints. We want them shiny, reflective. That's the wrong side of my iron. I might I might switch tips because this one's not doing well until I clean it. Got some on there. That's too much though. There, I'll just put that little dab there. Then I'll fix it. Oops, those just bridged. Now that bridged. Beautiful. See if I can unbridge those there. They are unbridged. Now we'll rebridge them apparently. I might switch to the knife tip. Where's my knife tip? Oh, there it is. If I can get it out of here. It fell into the little cavity of my solder tip holder. Alright, I got it. My knife tip's in much better condition. Oh, little piece of brass stuck to it. Perfect. That one's still a little dry. That should do. No, I don't think that's connected. I think it's just barely not connected. There we go. Perfect. Beautiful. Let's get some of this flux up. And squeeze out what we can from under the flex cable. So there's always some that gets squeezed or gets under the cable. You gotta kind of squeeze it out. See all that? How it comes all flowing out as soon as I put pressure down on it. Alright, now we'll use some alcohol, get it a little cleaner, and then we'll come in and finish it with a foam sponge. I think I had one sitting around here. Yep, here we go. Beautiful. Just trying to get that in focus. Perfect. I like that. I can take a picture of it. It is bypassing, yes. So man, okay. I want to say it was like Creased who put it into the tech terms yesterday. Was it yesterday in NanoFix's stream? It it like so when it starts glitching, it performs like a voltage drop that allows it to skip some of the instructions. I think is like the most intelligent way I can put it compared to what Creased said. And then it allows you to load custom firmwares. Crease is a lot more knowledgeable about it than I am. For me, it's like, yeah, it's glitching. It did its thing. What was it? What was the thing? I don't know, man, but it works. Let's say APU Flex is what I'll name this one. All right. Now all that's left is to add the mod chip and solder this B point directly to it. I do need to bend this shield, so I'll kind of see if I can show you guys what I mean. Let me get this in focus for you. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let me clean up this too, real quick. I'll thermal paste on it. You want to kind of rotate your Q-tip. Get as much off as you can. Once you've got most of it off, you can come in with some alcohol. And I would come in with just one more. Alright. So now we need to bend this one right here inside. So you can use pliers, you can use tweezers. I can usually get away with using my blunt tweezers. And just start folding this in. And then I take my tweezers and I just come and grab it and I pinch them together. And there you go. That leaves room so that this cable doesn't get pinched. And now I have like just a little, I have like a little honestly dirty silicone pad here with like dust and crap on it. It's not the greatest, but I like to slap this on. Okay, that's kind of gross. I need a new piece. We're not gonna use that. We're not gonna use that. We're just gonna put a tiny bit of paste, I guess. Just a teeny bit, because all we're gonna be doing is testing. I usually like to use the pad because then I don't have to clean anything up in case I have to take it back apart. Alright. See, so now that cable comes right out through that area that we cut off and that we folded down, which is exactly what we want. So now we have our B point over here just floating. And we're gonna put a piece of sticky tape here just because it makes my life easier. Where's my double-sided? Here it is. Yeah, that's probably long enough. So yeah, just move these cables out of the way and just stick some tape onto there. It'll help it keep it from flopping around when you're trying to test it. I'm just stupid and Devil is a software guru. Oh, okay. Good to know. Get these flaps up. get this one in first. You guys can't see that because square camera and round microscope stuff. That one feels like it don't want to go in there. That's a tight fit for that latch being up. And then we've got this one. And we just want that to go in nice like that. Oh, you weren't doing Fat 32? Yeah, that'll do it. I'm just going to stick that down. Now we solder this wire to our B point. So it'll go right there. First, we need to put a tiny dab of flux on there. Try to do just a little bit. That's good. You took it all apart to figure that out? Dang. Unfortunate. Boom. We have our beautiful little point. And we're on 420 right now is our temperature. And I'm going to give this just a little slack and try to kind of get it into a spot I like right there. And now we're just going to try and melt off that enamel. And that should be good. And boom. I'm so used to the problems being hardware related, I forget sometimes the basics. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people do, myself included. Out of my butt, from the timing of a reference, a power good signal at a specific time is starving the CPU to skip the instructions to check the integrity of the flash. Yes, I believe so. And then while the clock counter is still running, so at that certain point, feed back the CPU with the instructions to execute the flash. That sounds right. That sounds right. So now we gotta break this off. So we're just gonna take some tweezers. We're gonna fix the focus so we can see what we're doing, for one. And we're just gonna wiggle it back and forth a bunch of times. And it's gone. So we now have a connected card. This is, I believe, everything that we have to do. Now I'm gonna clean this up, trying to be gentle around the wire. We're gonna test all our points in just a second. All right. Now we're going to use diode mode. Oop, I was already on diode mode. And we're just going to check our points. Now I don't remember these all off the top of my head, but I have an idea of what they should be. Like that's fine. 3/7's fine. That's fine. That's normal. That's normal. That's normal. And then we have our other points here, like this one, which we already poked earlier, but you know, now you can see it's normal, and that's normal as well. So, everything should work, and we should see a glitch if we power this on. Or an error code. Sometimes you get an error code. Sometimes you gotta fix something. I don't even know if this one was charged, to be honest. Guess we'll find out. See if I can just turn it on first. Wait, do I have the power cable in? Yeah, I do. Okay. It's probably glitching right now. Yep, you can see the light. Oh, successful mod. Yep, no SD card. So we're good. I mean, this is a modded console. And we're good. Everything is as it should be. I want to take a picture of the finished product for my listing. I wish I could get just a bit more zoomed out, but it is what it is. Ad fix indeed, I know. I was thinking about it today. I was like, maybe I'll get around to actually adding some stuff. No, this is not the first time. This is my third time I've modded a Switch. I have not had one fail yet, although, well, technically the first one was a dead board already, so it couldn't have failed, right? I never know. But everyone says I did a good job on it, so I think it's fine. And the second one was fine. There's no issues. And this one, no issues. So we're good. What do I want to name this? Mod chip. Not F chip, mod chip. I can show Hecate, but I don't usually set up software or anything like that. I leave that to whoever buys the console. Yeah, a picture of this. But I can show Hecate. Actually, yeah, that's fine. I'll take that one. Top of mod chip. Okay, I think that's good enough. So, for Hecate, let's see. Let me take an SD card. I'll just take the one that I normally use. And we can, let me set some stuff up here. You can install the mod chips and somewhat program them, but you have a guy who loads them with games and stuff for you. I have been slightly learning that. I still don't know if I want to offer it as a service. Okay. It's been a minute since I had to re-download this. Let's see. Okay, here. Oh, I did. Actually, I downloaded it the other day. I forgot. Let me move this window back over here so you guys will be able to see it when I screen share. And then you just want to install mod chips and pass it on. Yeah, yeah. I like the modding of the console. I don't like the software side of everything. Yeah. Uh yeah, this is not a service. I would never do this. And I absolutely forbid it. But we're going to show how it's done. So first you start with an SD card. Yes, this is an educational purpose. And corn dog, let me know if I do anything wrong. You're above me on this. Okay, so first you need something. Do I have Rufus on this computer? I do. Okay. Wait. Maybe I don't. I thought I downloaded. Hang on, let me look. Maybe I didn't download it because I already had an SD card in FAT32, so I didn't have to format it. I guess I could show where to get Rufus too. Okay, let me share screen. What the hell keybind is that again? Yeah, there we go. I should probably switch from my top-down camera in the corner to my other one. Uh, so one thing you're gonna need Rufus. There's like other software that can do the same thing as Rufus, but I like Rufus. So you just download standard, or you can get the portable if you want, but I'm just gonna get the standard. We install. Sure, you can check for updates. That's fine. So now we've got this. We've got an SD card right here. This is our SD card. Now we just want to format it. Uh, I don't think we have to select anything. Oh, did you guys see that Pornhub tab? Dang. Do I? Okay, wait. I don't have to select it. I could just, but I can't change the file system. I thought I just had the option to format it here. Couldn't you also just, like, for example, go to here and then format and then do it like this to exFAT? Does exFAT work or does it have to be FAT32? Well, yeah, it was already set on FAT32 large, so maybe I could have just left it like that. Did I close Rufus or is it still open down there? Don't you love how when you like search for like Rufus, it's like, okay, here's all these other things that are like Rufus. Okay, but there's no disk or ISO image, right? You're just formatting it. And it's already set to large FAT32. Boot selection? Wait, where the heck is boot selection? Oh, right here. Ah, non-bootable. There we go. And we're large FAT32. You can name it whatever you want. Yeah, yeah, FAT32 is, I think, only 32 gigs max, which is why we have to use large. All right, and then does the cluster size matter? Does it have to be 64? I just want to make sure I'm not giving anyone, you know, wrong advice. Mr. Corndog. If you group the cluster size, you can use way more storage. Interesting. Yeah, thanks, corn dog. Okay. What are we doing here? Or is it up here? No, it's this one. I think we're... So the cluster size is 64. Okay, I was right. Uncheck create extended label. Ah, right. And then we don't care about checking device for bad blocks. So we're ready. And now we just start, yeah? Yep. Yes, it will all be destroyed. That's okay. There's absolutely nothing on it. Yes, I know, it has multiple partitions. Is there? On YouTube? I have it on ultra low latency. It should be, like, super quick. Alright, so now we have our formatted device, which we can now open in File Explorer, which is Switch SD, right? And then we go over to my downloads, and we have hats here. And we want to drag all of this over into here. I'm just going to copy it. Anti-disturbing stuff filter. Could be. I haven't dropped any frames or anything, have I? No? No? Latency is good. Okay, just checking. So yeah, we're going. And it's done. So now we can eject our mass storage and then unplug it. Is this still on? No, it was off. But just to make sure it's fully off, you know, like the 10 seconds they use on TV so they can prevent broadcasting self-sides and stuff like that. Yeah, I think TikTok needs that from what just happened in the past, like, week. Alright, so we need to plug in this so we can put the SD card in. And I think we'll need, well, no, we don't really need the controllers. We can use the touchscreen. Way longer since the OBS screen changed. Before I plug this in, let me disconnect the battery. Plug that in. And reconnect the battery. And I'm going to put a screw in here just to hold it in place so I don't accidentally knock it out when I'm putting in the SD card. Suppose I could have put the SD card in before I put it on. There. Now we should boot into Kate. That's as far as I'm taking you guys. There you go. You're now in the Hecate. from here. The rest, I don't deal with it. Oh no, the battery's quite low at 2%. Plug it in. But yeah, you can just you set your time. I'm too lazy to do it right now on this one because it doesn't matter. But yeah, you have your payloads here that you can launch. You have a bunch of tools. You can back up, restore the eMMC. You have USB tools. You can connect the SD card or the raw GPP or the emulated one. Okay, Luna, you got charged a day? You got a charged day, I see. Okay, good night, and thank you. Thanks for hanging out. So you also got your console info. You can see information like the eMMC. It could help you diagnose if it's corrupt or if it's not functioning properly. Usually you can do a little benchmark. If you even, sometimes if it's a bad eMMC, when you get to this screen, it'll straight up tell you it's in slow mode. Other times you can do a benchmark and it might make it kick into slow mode, and that usually means there's something wrong with the eMMC. You can check your battery info here. That capacity thing doesn't matter. It always says that. I think it's when it's charging or something. I don't know. And you can check your fuses. But yeah, there's also other tools. Like you can partition the SD card, for example. Uh, and it'll ask you to back it up first and everything. We're not interested in doing that because, well, it backs it up, and then you can choose like, okay, you want to allocate a certain amount for eMMC. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna click it. Okay, so from here you can like set the size you want for your emu MMC. You gotta, you can see like if you go here, that'll be the full. But from what I understand, you don't have to do the full because that takes up quite a lot of space if you're only on a 156 or what is it, 128 SD card. And that'll help you partition where you can store your games and stuff. Anyway, that's all I wanted to show about Hecate and everything. Uh, we've got a functional modded Switch, and now we're going to put it back together. Let me get that screw out. Now you're following the tutorial. Yeah, I think it's going to take me a few more tries before I actually have it down. I mean, I got all the hats part, and I got the Rufus stuff now. I'll remember that. Um, I know how to partition it. That's kind of as far as I go. Everything past that, I need a refresher. I'm gonna put this away in my little storage thing. I zoomed in my camera, but I don't know if anyone actually noticed, but we're like one click in. I think it's like 10% more zoomed in than usual. You know the exact same amount. Hey, fair enough. I gotta start cleaning up some of this stuff. I don't need this grinding pin anymore. It's always so hard to get the tips out of this because I have to push them in so far to eliminate the wobble. And then getting them back out is a pain. Especially these little ball ones. This actually came, like, it was super long. It was like probably twice as long. It was like this. And, yeah, I just used the other grinding pin, like, tips to actually grind off the rest of it because it was so long that I couldn't push the whole thing in and get it to stop wobbling. So I literally just cut them short. You don't even know how to get ROMs. That's why I'm exporting the games I had my buddy install so I can back them up to my PC. Ah, yes. We don't condone ROMs here, right, guys? we definitely wouldn't do that unless you actually own the game and it's totally legal to have a ROM of the game that you own. Alright, so I need to take this plate back off. That way I can bend in the little pins, which means I have to get this unstuck from... Actually, I can probably just peel the tape up from the plate. That would probably be easier if I can get a hold of it. But that B point, I had to take these cables out. We'll take it off the other way. Usually, I don't do the B point until everything is like done. Just because it is a little annoying if you have to take it back off, because then it's connected right to this, and so you have to leave it like around here while you're working on the rest of the switch, and it makes me uncomfortable. Ooh, man, it is warm in this room. Indeed. I've got to get out of here, man. I'm dying. How's this look? Did I clean this up okay? Yeah, that looks okay. How did I get thermal paste all the way over there to the shield? I don't know. I'm gonna add a little paste to that because it doesn't cover the full die. Thank you, Lemanoid. To be honest, when I was posting my ad on Facebook for modding consoles, uh, I didn't have any pictures of me actually modding them. I just had the Picofly like no SD card screen, and I started looking around at other listings, and I realized that this other listing I found, they had posted their work, and you know, not to like shit talk or put anyone down, but it was kind of atrocious. It was a rough solder job. We'll just say that it was a rough solder job. And so I'm like, wow, I really need to post my work because I mean, if people see my solder joints versus the solder joints that were posted on Facebook, uh, that'll probably help me out with my listing. So that's the goal. That was the goal with this mod. I mean, it helps also because I only had one in stock. So now if I get two people asking, at least I have an extra. And I don't have to mod it on the spot. Alright, now we're going to actually put the right amount of thermal paste. There we go. Geez. There we go. You also posted your first Facebook listing today. You had pics of your kamikaze with UV light shining in one of them. The rest were lights with no SD card screen pics. Yeah, I took like 7 pictures while we were modding this that I'm gonna upload to my Facebook post. I also need to like I am not a salesman. I I suck at making posts to sell things. I don't make my posts look very attractive. I just like I just make a detailed post. And sometimes it'll just be a wall of text, maybe with separated out like into little paragraphs, but yeah, I think I need to work on that a little bit just so I can make them look more appealing. I gotta bend these back into place. Yeah, there we go. Oh my, I almost got it perfect when I brought the microscope down. It was like almost completely focused already. I usually just take my blunt tweezers here because they don't bend easily. And I push these back. Dude, I saw another post modding OLEDs, and they're doing it for $30, but if you read their description, it says, I'm trying to improve my soldering, so I am modding OLED switches. And it's like, what? Excuse me, sir? You're trying to improve your soldering? So you want customers to pay you so you can learn to solder better? That's crazy. That's wild to me. Like, dude, don't be messing up other people's devices so you can learn. Yeah, start just, buy your own devices or something. Like don't start improving your soldering skills on other people's items. That's crazy. Let me put another piece of tape on this. What am I doing? That's the wrong drawer. There we go. Okay. I'm just gonna flip this back over to here. I know you guys can't see much. I'm basically just trying to plug these cables in. Got one. Oops. I dropped it. Now it's gonna stick. Maybe that's okay. I am struggling. I am struggling to get this one in. Get. There we go. This one is real, like, tough to push in. Where's my spudger? Let me try and... Yeah, on Facebook you were flagged? Okay, I think that's in all the way. And we'll go ahead and we'll stick that down there. That's fine. Okay. What do we need to do now? I get these connectors plugged back in. I started with Nintendo Switches. They were only like 50 bucks broken, you know? So I said, what the heck? Let's start buying some Nintendo Switches. And the first two I got, you wouldn't believe it. They were both eMMC issues. It's like, what the heck, dude? I wanted to do some soldering. It was just two broken eMMCs. I was like, I can't believe my luck. What is this? Okay, I need to take this screw out of here as well, because this screw doesn't belong here until we get the heatsink on. Homebrew coprocessor add-on. I think I tried putting a listing on eBay and I called it a fancy Nintendo Switch. Yeah, they didn't hesitate to knock that down. I mean, that was gone in hours. It was quick. Let's get the fan in here. I actually fixed one of them, and that's how I learned to basically unbrick a Nintendo Switch. One of them actually had a raw GPP that I was able to uh, pull off the console. There was a little hair bothering me. Uh, And I was able to use lockpick RCM to get the product keys. And I was able to, I used actually a donor raw GPP is what I used. And I think I was able to get user 0 and 1. So I combined the product keys that I pulled off the console with a donor raw GPP, and it worked. I did a level 3 reset on it with Nanfix Pro, and what do you know? We had a working switch. Smudger. Yeah, I know, you are one letter away. Alright, fan connector, get in there. Get. This one's kind of a pain, isn't it? What if I plug it in and then put the fan in all the way? No, because it has to go, this little loop has to go there. I usually don't have this much trouble with these. I might have to use some tweezers too. Can I grab these already? No. So close, but I accidentally closed the latch. Can I grab it like this? Yeah? That work? Kinda? Are we in? Almost? We're in. We did it. Now I can get this out of here too, can I? It's in the way. I don't need this anymore. I just throw that right there. I still need the thermal paste actually. I don't need that. Okay, just trying to clear a little space here. Don't need this tape. Alright, where is this screws? These are the fan ones right here. What, the unbreaking with level 3? I'll tell you what, it wasn't fun for me. I did not enjoy it. Although it was a learning experience. I enjoyed learning it, right? The process, I mean, I guess it's really not that hard. Sometimes you have to run through the unbreaking process a few times. I think I had to do a level 3 and then it still didn't work, so I had to do a level 2 on top of the level 3 to reorganize everything, and then it started working. I've had luck with the level 2 a lot, and the level 1 has worked for me one time. Level 3 is when you don't have the raw GPP or anything. So basically you can't back up anything off the eMMC. But as long as you can get the product keys and the prod info file, you can restore it. You've never done that, Supersonic? Yeah, it's Aesthetics makes an app for it. Nanfix Pro. I learned real quick and early how to unbreak switches since it was literally the very first thing that happened to the first two switches I bought. And then I had a lot of switches that I just couldn't fix. Um, what I did a lot was I actually so Joey does tech. He has a massive community. He has probably one of the largest communities out of like the repair space people. Um, so I actually would go in his Discord and I would ask questions in his Discord because he was working on a lot of Nintendo Switches at the time, and there's people in there like RVNR, and I hope I said those letters in the right order. But RVNR is like really, really good with Switches. And there's another person in there too who helped me out a lot. I actually like want to shout them out, so I'm gonna go look if I see if I can find their name. 'Cause without them, oh, it's in streamer mode, so I can't see their name. But I'll just turn it off real quick. I found them. Uh, settings, streamer mode. Where is streamer mode? I always forget where they put it. Is it in data and privacy? No. Where the heck did they put streamer mode at? Yeah, RVNR is really helpful. Dude, I just want this guy's name. I refuse to not get it because I really want to shout him out for all the help that he. Ah, here we go. It's an appearance. I found it. All right, let me turn that off. Nestar, Nestar, helped a lot too. I would make posts in his repair forum, and I got quite a lot of help there. Okay, let me turn now. I gotta turn it back on. There. Okay. Anyway. Alright, so we need one more screw here in the... Wait, are these the long ones or the short ones? I always forget. That's the long one for sure. I don't work on as many OLEDs as I do V1, V2s. Although I just bought like 6 of them. This is the third one, so I am getting a bit more used to them. This is the short silvers. I remember that. Alright, get the speaker cable plugged in. And the other speaker cable. This one's kind of fun. Not really. It's just got such a small little area. Eh, actually that was really easy that time. It made me a liar. Alright, now we gotta put the heatsink on and make sure all that's covered. Heatsink. This one looks okay. Oh, yep, I left the thermal paste right here. Healthy little drop. I think I've done everything in order this time. And that was my goal. I'm trying to get like a, you know, an established I don't know, method here. So that I always do it the same way instead of just kind of like So I make it into a routine essentially, instead of just randomly doing things out of order. That way I can speed up my process, and it won't take me as long to do mods. Devil, what's up, dude? You're not the devil anymore, you're just Devil Repairs. What happened? Where did the go? Did the retire? Dude, I'm glad I actually stuck that chip where I did because it barely clears the it barely clears the actual part of that heatsink. And I was almost gonna put it a little more to the left. Alright, I think we've got everything plugged in. Streamlining it. Nice. Now we drop this in place. Make sure that's connected. And we get one long screw. And that goes right here. Alright. Now we can plug in our battery. And I think we're good to put the backplate on. I don't think we've missed anything. We've got the screws in the USB-C. We got all our fan screws, all our motherboard screws. We've got both Joy-Cons are plugged in. Yeah, so I'm gonna slap this on. It looks like I need to clean that thermal paste off of it still. Yeah, I did I ended up going through with the face cam. It doesn't feel too bad, you know? I haven't really thought about it much while I've been streaming. It's just like, oh yeah, it's going. I don't care. I did take some medicine for my anxiety today, though. I'll admit that. Just because I was like, well, I was like, it'll help me out breaking the ice. Getting, once I get the face cam going, get a little more comfortable with it, I won't need it. Yeah, that's true. I put nope, thermal paste is right here. I got about half this tube left. That's not bad. I bought it quite a while ago. And I do want to put some Captain tape over this. See if I can get this with my tweezers. It's impossible to get this tape up with gloves. I'm sure someone out there does it, but not me. I think I can grab that much. How long do we need this? That's probably long enough. Something got on there. There, it came right off. Nice. And this is like perfectly sized too. Boom. Oh no, I got some of the thermal paste on it. It never fails. I'm using a SteelSeries headset. I believe I'm using the SteelSeries Arctis 7. I want to get a new mic actually because this is just the microphone from my gaming computer, and I have to transfer it back and forth every time I switch computers. Because I have a streaming one and I have a gaming one. Because, like my gaming computer is not in the office where I work. So I needed two separate computers. And yeah, I want to get a microphone so that I can stop transferring them back and forth and maybe not even have to wear the headset because it's not like I hear any noise. Oh yeah, I know, it's warm in here too. I have my AC turned up so that we're kind of saving on electricity, but it gets quite warm in here and I haven't even used the hot air. Boom. Press down a little right there. Make sure that thermal paste gets smashed. Oh, this one's missing the corner screw. It was before I figured out how to get the panel off without breaking that off, because I've done that a few times, but I don't do it anymore. I figured it out. Just put my tape back up here. I gotta put this one up there too. I have them on this little 3D printed kind of what do you call it? It's pretty fancy little tape dispenser thing, to be honest. It's just like a pole that sticks out. Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to show you guys on the freaking overhead camera, and then I realized I have a face cam. It just kind of sticks out from the wall. But then it has these like tape holders. It has like four of them on it, and they can rotate full around the whole thing. So you can just like rotate one out, grab the tape off of it, so you don't have to go through every single tape roll to get to the one you want. Pretty nice 3D print. And it doesn't take up much space on the pegboard since it's mostly just extending out from the pegboard. Yeah, I do love this headset though. It's a great headset, but I would prefer just a mic for streaming. And then not wear the headset part. I actually need to fix this headset soon because I think that the volume knob, the potentiometer needs cleaning because every once in a while it cuts out, and I just have to kind of fiddle with the volume knob on it a little bit, and it'll come back. I'm putting all these screws in, but I would actually recommend that you don't. I would recommend that you make sure everything's working on it before you put all these screws in, because now I'm gonna have to unscrew them all if something's wrong. One's seems like it's awfully tight, but I think it's not in all the way there. That's better. Alright, now we're gonna connect our Wi-Fi, and here's the other Wi-Fi. I guess we'll get this one in there first. It's a pain in the butt. Here, let me actually zoom you guys in. I never do this. I probably should do this more. Wow, that phone gets hot. So you have to take this and you have to kind of like run the wire out like that and go under it. You want to go around this little thing here. Easiest way I found is to tuck it in here first and then place it onto there and then just kind of hold it there and then work on getting this wire under here. Oh yeah, I love 3D printing. I've been hobby 3D printing for like 6 years. It's one of my favorite things. I can do a little bit of CAD design. I'm not great at it or anything, but I did make my own little like 3D printed mount to hold my thermal camera, which I'm a little proud of. And I've designed a few other things that I can't like recall at the moment. Mostly I get models just from online, Maker World and stuff. Is that in there right? Let me move this. Sorry, you're probably just looking at my head. Perfect. Yeah. No, it's okay. My greatest achievement with the 3D printer was one of the most simplest models you could possibly make. So I was fixing a toilet. I had the toilet off. So I was working on the flange where the toilet connects. Um, and ours is all, it was like busted up. So I had to come up with a way to be able to connect the toilet to the sewer line, right? So I found this thing at Home Depot that's like a repair plate, but the way that they made it wouldn't really work with in our situation, um, because where they put the screws, our concrete was like no, like I used a 3D print to do a permanent fix, but it's not resting on the 3D print or anything. So I used their kit, which had it actually had a few holes in like the middle of it, and what I did was I drilled holes through the old flange, and then the problem was the like the concrete. I didn't have enough room to get my fingers under the flange because the concrete was in the way, and I couldn't bust it all out because then there would be a massive hole. So I wanted to basically bolt it down to the old plate rather than screwing it into the concrete. But since I couldn't get my finger under there, I 3D printed just a little right angle like hook that I could set the nut into, and then I just slipped that under there, and then I just bolted into that little nut from the little right angle thing that I made, and it worked perfectly. Saved my fingers. That was the most like simplest thing I've ever made, and probably the most useful thing I've ever made at the same time. And that's one of those problems where it's like, okay, we either get like a plumber out here to like fully rectify this situation, or we spend 10 cents on a 3D print and get it working just as well. You know? Come on, get up here. That tape is like on there. It's coming. It's coming slowly but surely. Eh, There we go. I think I can grab it now. Yeah, I know, hot air. This one looks like it'll come up easier. Oh yeah, I can just peel this one up. Perfect. And I'll push this back into here where that goes. Good, good. I've never used these tweezers. I usually use my blunt tweezers, but let's see how these tweezers do with lining these up. Oh, I got it. Okay, first one easy. This one you have to like twist it way around. Although, what you can do is you can just put it on loosely first, and then just turn it once you have it connected. I'm gonna turn it a bit so that it's like this. If I can grab the thing. There. Then we're just gonna connect it. Like I said, we're just gonna connect it. There we go. And now that it's on, what we do is we just spin it. Just rotate it. Get that cable under there and get it a little taut. And we're good. I have a Bamboo Lab P1S. Despite all the controversy around Bamboo Lab, I love the printer. It is amazing. It just works. You know what I mean? I don't have to mess with it. I just get my files and it works. Ooh, I just noticed there's a crack in this bezel. Um, Look at that. It just came right off. I might I might actually take this back apart to replace that. Nah, you know what? I'm just gonna super glue it because it's like perfectly fit. It's just gonna show up as a little crack. Here's some super glue. And I'm just gonna use a toothpick for this and here's a useful 3D print. It's literally just a plate. I just put things on like super glue. And then I just dip the toothpick in it. I got a bunch of little 3D printed stuff on this table actually that you can't really see. I should maybe show you guys a couple of things when I turn my face cam on full picture. There's our little amount of glue. There we go. And that's good. And we're just gonna slide this back onto here. Just push it together a little bit. Oh, nice, Oscar. My old printer before I got the P1S was an Ender 3 that I modded the crap out of. And I used Clipper on it for a while. Eventually I did go back to just the Ender 3 with the silent drivers firmware with their boards. Just because I kind of got a little tired of doing all the setup and calibration. And I just was like, I kind of just want this to function without me having to do shit. And that was why I eventually just ended up getting the P1S. I modded that thing for like 5 years, and it did me good. But I did eventually get a little tired of the modding and calibration part of it. Print is a solder station stacker for my 2 stations. Tilts the top on forward a bit too, so it's easier to read the screen. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I've got a few things up here. I can't turn the camera unfortunately, and they're like taped down to my shelf. But they hold all my tools, and then I have a little solder dispenser that holds 2 spools. Okay, let's make sure this thing is working. Where was that cracked bit? Right there. Okay. Let me take this and see if I can clean that edge a little. Yeah, I had a leveling probe too. Hopefully that doesn't affect the actual super glue. This is just an acetone wipe. Or, sorry, this is an acetone-free wipe. Adhesive remover pad. You know, I'm happy I learned to tinker on my old Ender 3 S1 Pro with Clipper and all that, but man, I love the way Bamboo just works. Dude, that's exactly where I'm at. It was really fun. You know, I enjoyed learning a lot about the 3D printing. Uh, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I guess I liked learning a lot about how to 3D print and what like the different things you needed to set up for 3D printing were and how they worked and all that kind of stuff so that I could understand how they function. But I eventually got tired of all the calibration and modding, and so now, yeah, it's great. You know, you get the Bamboo Lab, it does all that shit for you. You're just like, oh, yep, push button, calibrate. Okay, it's done. See if we get to no SD card. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Make sure we boot into official firmware. And then we'll test everything. Exactly, yeah. So when things go wrong, you know, like, okay, this is what I need to do. Oh no, there was a little super glue on this and it just took the tiniest bit. I don't know if you guys probably can't even see that. It took the tiniest bit of silicone off my mat. Yeah, I get bad bed adhesion all the time because I won't clean my beds for like my printer will just sit there for like a month when I don't have anything that I need to print. And then I go to use it and I'm like, maybe it's still fine. And so I'll print something and it's like, nope, no, it wasn't fine. Restart. I don't have any issues with warping. I mean, I guess like I've had some issues with warping when I'm printing like large rectangular prints, but you know, just I put a little mouse ear on the corners and that solves that. I've been able to print ASA on my printer pretty easily too. I usually just preheat it. I actually have a like a big heat gun, and I just I just print some heat or print some heat. I just shoot some heat in there beforehand. I set the bed to 100 degrees, and I kind of let it start warming up, and then uh yeah, ASA is just fine. I love the ASA too. Man, it stinks though. That smells horrible. All right, sweet. Touchscreen's good. Let's go make sure it's good everywhere. Yep. Joy-Cons? Yeah, I just print some heat. I print some heat to prepare my printer to print on some heat. So yep, Joy-Cons seem okay. Any loose rail here and no loose rail. No, we're good on that one. This one seems good. Let's check the game card reader. No, there's no line. It's good. Maybe it was reflection. Huh? There's that line. Yeah, so seems like games are fine. Don't want to dox anybody here. Alright. Yep, loads games. I know, it's in my bedroom, so I have to clear out when I'm printing with ASA. I mean, it does have a carbon filter and everything, but man, it's still rough. Alright, let's check Wi-Fi. You gave yourself ASA poisoning once? Oh, jeez. What did that feel like? Ooh, nice. We're on 18.1. That's a good one. We can bump it up to 19. I'm gonna have to ask Devil how to do that exactly. What am I doing? Internet. That's what I wanted to check. Alright, you guys can't see this part. You get face cam, but you don't get. Holy crap, dude! This guy's been all around the freaking world. It seems like he's got a million freaking. Uh, he's got like a million Wi-Fi's on this. To update it to 19, specifically. Or just leave it on. No, actually, yeah. I wanna put it on 19 on the eMMC. Huge headache and very weak and sore muscles. Oh, geez, that sounds awful. Okay, internet's good. Internet is good. What else we got? We got volume. I mean, the volume's working. The buttons are working fine. We know the SD card works because we just booted into Hecate. Is our fan going? Our fan is going. It charges, obviously. Does it dock? I've got a scene for this. There we go. Do it dock? Hello? No? It hasn't docked yet. Why not? Is it my setup? Because it very well could be. I've had that. Oh, there it goes. It was probably just my dock being weird. Other way? No, it's not doing it again. Or it's just very slow. Hmm. Oh, Yeah, there it goes. That's weird. I wonder if it's my dock. Huh. Could be the capture card, because I have this running just to like a pretty cheap capture card. It's like $30. Just want to double check that again. And let's wiggle this around and make sure it's not the port. That seems good. I wiggled it quite a bit. And let's give it a wiggle. No loss of signal. Okay, yeah, it docks. We're good. I think it's just my capture card being a little jank. Yeah, am I forgetting anything? I think we're good to go. Everything's working. Yeah. I need to disconnect the internet now so I can... Well, actually, I don't want to format it until I update the firmware. So, we'll just leave it as is. And I want to power off. Pop out our SD card. And let's put this backplate back on. Let me clean this a little bit first. It's a little dirty. It's better. There's one side in. Get in there. There we go. Oh, pop out this game too, that would help. Alright. Let's see, now we've got 3 of these screws. Oh, I can switch back my, there you go. I wasn't trying to hide or anything, I swear. I need a couple of these. Board Rev has subscribed. I missed that. Dang, I suck at hearing my notifications. I gotta get better at that. I don't want people to think I'm rude. Being like rude, like ignoring them or something. Man. What do we got here? The Y screws up here. Where's my Y screwdriver? There we go. the super glue seems to be holding quite well. This one's a little gross along the hinge here. You guys can even see that on camera. I can see it on the camera. Oh, hey, Farm Tech. Thank you. Yeah, this one was a... I don't even actually remember what we did to fix this one. I think this one might have just been like a USB-C thing. And now it's modded. Screws are a little gross too. Not anymore. I think that's good. Maybe clean up these rails a little. I forget I zoomed in a little, so I'm like a little bit off camera. What I really need to do is just scoot in closer to my desk. Oops, I dropped that. No, no, it's fine. And we'll just give the screen a little cleaning. Yeah, what is that there? Is that gonna come off? Might be some sort of adhesive. Might have to use the adhesive wipe to get that off, whatever's there. I can't tell if that's a scratch or if it's just something stuck on there. I think that got rid of it. And we will clean that off because we don't want to leave that. Oh no, it's still there. Did it get any better? A little bit, but I think that might be just a little chip in the screen. It's got another one here in the middle. Another little chip like that. That's okay though. Alright, I'm gonna set this with my little pile over here. That one is tested. Oh, you know what? Can I get this out? Let me see. I don't know if you guys probably can't tell. There's a little bit of gunk right there. Just gonna try to get that out with my tweezers. Little gamer gunk. I think it's just on that side. There, that's better. All right. Well, it's 6 p.m. here. It's usually about my stop time. I gotta go feed my dog and feed myself, actually. I'm pretty hungry. Thanks everyone for hanging out, sticking around as long as you could. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me because streaming to yourself is no fun. It's a lot more fun when there's actual people to talk to. Thanks, Lee. I appreciate that. I think I actually have a. Do I have a cover for that? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Alright, guys. Here. Oh, wait. Am I supposed to. Now that I'm a face cam guy, am I supposed to make it personal? Alright. Well, yeah. So, thanks for hanging out. I can tell it's delayed as hell, and it's not synced with my mouth, so that's probably irritating. I'll try to work on that. I'll see you guys in the next one.